What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Welcome to the show. Sorry for that bit of silence there. I had to unmute my mic. But it's all good. We're here and we're on time. 30% white, baby. Amazing stuff. It's Monday. We got some stuff to get into. Do me a favor before we get started, hit that like button, smack it, lay the smack down on like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and a message out. Do it now. You still got time. Help a brother out. We're live on IG and on YouTube. Shout out to the chat. What's going on, y'all? Amazing stuff. Shout out to the mods. It is a talk show, so you guys know that you can call in at any point during the live stream by calling 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773, and we can talk about whatever you want. Whatever you want to get into, we can get into it. If for whatever reason you cannot call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV and send your question or comments there, or go directly to the YouTube chat and hit the super chat button. Send your question or comments there, and I'll read them live on air. You guys know how it goes. Amazing stuff. Appreciate the support. Shout out to the mod squad holding it down in the live chat. Shout out IG. Shout out YouTube. Shout out to the Snake Pit. Amazing stuff. Am I missing something here? For some reason, my... One second here, guys. We're checking some technical difficulties, making sure everything is going well before we get started here. How's the chat doing? Don't read out loud. Somebody please. Whoa. Looks good? Huh. It seems. Anyway. Okay, so anyways, let's get to it. It is, what's today? Monday. And I wanted to get some stuff. So you guys see the title today. You guys see the title. It was very interesting. Who's in the chat? Where's my mods at? Where's my mods? I don't see any mods. Where are my mods? Mods are about to get demoted. And my favorite female mod is not even in the chat, and she's always in here. Wow, my mods let me down today. My mods let me down today. Wow. Stephen Wilson, hey, no, you didn't. I think, YouTube and it sent me here. The rest of them have no excuse. Wow. Mods dropping the ball. Huh? Wow. Look, Terry Strange is in the chat. She's not even a mod. Maybe I need to mod her up because she seems to be pretty loyal. And my other mod just disappeared. I'm acting like I pay my mods, right? Anyway. And King Wesley says, well, the IG crowd is in here full effect, full throttle. That's right, King Wesley. See, I'm about to mod up King Wesley. Amazing stuff. So, anyway. Wow. You know what? I'm doing it right now. I'm feeling moddy. I'm in a mod mood. I'm feeling wrenchy. Someone's about to get the wrench. Who's about to get the wrench right now? Who is about to get the wrench? We're about to find out. We're about to find out who's getting the wrench. Who just got the wrench? Who got wrenched up? Somebody just got wrenched up right now. Who just got wrenched up? So for those on the IG chat that don't know what I'm talking about, on YouTube, I can give you a wrench. And what a wrench is it gives you like permission to silence some people's words or block people who are, they're kind of like the security guards of the live chat. Because over here on YouTube, Instagram, it get a little crazy. So I have some YouTube security guards holding it down over here. And they have some power. So that's what I'm talking about. But who got it? T Strange with the wrench. T Strange, my new security guards, and some of the guys hate on me for making ladies security guards. And listen, they have women in the LAPD. So if they have women in LAPD can do it in the police department, then why can't Joel Friday do it on YouTube? Huh? You let everybody else do it, but why can't JFTV do it? Uh-huh. Marcus is very beta of you. You know what, Marcus? Block Marcus. Somebody block Marcus right now. I'm just kidding. Don't do it. JK. But Marcus, I got the power. If you say another crazy thing, Marcus, all I got to do is lift this thumb. You're done. You're through. So watch your mouth. Uh-huh. Why does Nugget Man hate me so much? Listen, Terry, you know what? With power comes great responsibility, okay? You're going to have some haters. Look at Jesus. He had a lot of haters. You know what, Terry? Let the haters hate. Let them hate. Let them hate. Let it be. Okay, anyway. Instagram is confused. Probably people left the chat and they're just like, are you going to get on with the message or what? I ain't got time to be playing with you. I understand. Anyway, so over the weekend, I was at church with Jesse Lee Peterson. And the church is a part of the organization that is called Bond, for those who don't know. And I do my podcast within that organization under the JLP network, and it's all connected, right? Founded by Jesse Lee Peterson. And Jesse Lee Peterson had church on Sunday, and he had this lady and her young daughter and friend came to the church service. And it was a very interesting conversation that was had that I wanted to get into because it was like a perfect reflection of what I see like happening like in the world, especially like around me. And there was this young girl there. She was 20 years old and in college. And from the very second she walked into the studio, I mean to the church, she like did not want to be there, right? It was Mother's Day. By the way, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers watching and all the mothers at home. Hope you had a good day. But she came to church yesterday, and she didn't want to be there, the 20-year-old girl, and she just came to like make her mom happy. Her mom kind of forced her to come. And she just had her head down. Like she could just tell she was just mad. She didn't want to be there. Not only did she just not want to be there, she didn't agree with, some of the, a lot of the values that she's heard from us or the church. But her mom watches, the church and JLP and the network a lot. And so her mom likes it, but you could tell that the daughter just doesn't agree. And so she just looked there like really mad. And Jesse was like, what's wrong? Asked her what was going on. And then she just, she explained how she didn't want to be there and her mom forced her to be there. And then eventually they started getting into like, as the church went on, she eventually got back on the mic and talked about all the things she disagrees with, right? And she said, and by the way, she's educated, right? She's a young girl and she's pretty smart. She's a smart young girl. She's outspoken. She knows how to, speak well. And she's pretty smart. But the thing is, she knows she's smart. So a little intellectual. But, she just starts disagreeing. You can tell she's angry. And she starts disagreeing. And she's like, I know you talk about this order of God thing. But she's like, I disagree. And the order of God is, God over Christ over man over woman over children, right? And she's like, I hear you talk about this order of God thing, but I disagree. There's a lot of men out here that aren't fit to lead, and there's no reason why I should be following a man. And I think she had mentioned that, like, she understands that men can lead and women can follow, but she says that she doesn't believe in like the order thing, and then a wife to obey the husband and all that stuff, right? And she just disagreed with it heavily. And then she starts going into, she really starts getting passionate about like this alpha and beta thing, right? This alpha and beta thing popped up. And she starts saying like, she goes into, so apparently you could tell that she's like, she deals with this in her college and like maybe videos online. And she's like, I'm so tired of these, and I'm paraphrasing, right? She's like, I'm so tired of these, this alpha thing, men thinking they're alpha and, all this stuff. She's like, I'm so against that and blah, blah, blah. She's saying this, right? And, I'm listening to her say this and, speak on this, and I'm remembering that this is not the first time that I've heard ladies talk like this. It doesn't matter the age. There's plenty of ladies that I know that feel that same exact way. They're tired of the alpha male talk. They're tired of this like order of God. They're tired of like women having to obey. They're tired of all these things, right? And that was the kind of sentiment she had. She's just like, she's over it. And I totally understood what she was talking about. Not only have I heard it from other lady friends, but I also have siblings. I have a little sister who she talks about it and she brings it up. And her generation, Gen Z, they're just like over it, right? Kind of angry, upset. And the ladies that I noticed are starting to like, rebel against. And I realized a couple things from that I wanted to make my point on today. And I realized, for one, because I had got on the mic in church and I expressed what I thought she was going through. And what I realized is that, like, it's not that they don't believe that the order exists. It's that they haven't seen a good example of it. Right? They haven't seen what it truly means for a wife to obey her husband, or what it truly means to follow the man, right? And because in their mind, they're taught and they're being shown by the false examples in the world that obedience means slave, or obedience means a robot. You know what I mean? And that these things make a woman look less than. And they also see that this alpha male thing means that men are strong and women are weak, and men are better and women are weaker, less than. Like, it's taught in that way. And anybody who receives that type of understanding is going to reject it, right? Because it's a false way of looking at it. But I realized, and I like the way Jesse handled it and spoke with her about the situation. But just to get my 2 cents on it, is I obviously at the root of it, her parents failed her. You know what I mean? In a sense that they dropped the ball because they didn't know, right? And they let her down because her father wasn't in the home. And this is the story for most of us, right? The father wasn't in the home to really show her an example of what love really looks like, and what it looks like for a man to lead. And I blame both the parents, but I really blame the father. I really blame the father, because it's the father's job, anointed by God, to lead the way. And of course, there's challenges that make it tough. Just because a man may lead doesn't mean that the woman is fit to even follow either. Maybe she can't see clear, or she has her issues too. So sometimes there's times where you do have to lead, separate yourself from the situation, or she wants a divorce, or all these things that can happen, right? But it doesn't excuse the father for not being present in the daughter's life, right? Or the child's life. And I know a lot of men run away because it's hard to deal with the relationship. But I do also think that that's a cowardly way out. And, regardless of, how the mother is, it doesn't give an excuse for the father to be beta. And I just say the word beta because it makes the point. But it's important for the father to stay strong and firm. Now, he can stand firm and deal with the mother with the distance. Say if they have to separate, he can still deal with the mother firmly and take care of the child if he has the visitation rights and he's in with reason, right? I think that he should do that. And I think it's his responsibility to do that. And it's obviously the mother's responsibility to not turn the child away from the father, and to allow the father to be involved in the child's life. But nowadays, we just don't see that, which is unfortunate. So she was a child that had to deal with that. Now, her mother was there in her life. She was raised with her mother, and her father, it seemed like from what she said, her father was there in her life as well, but she didn't have a good relationship with him. So, I just realized that the father is how important the father's role is. Both parents' roles are important, right? No parent's role is not important, in my opinion. The woman's role is important and the man's role is important. But the father's role is essential of being of love. He has to be of love, and he has to show love to his family. And the mother can be of love too, but it's the father's job to lead. And so it really does come down on the men when they don't lead their families properly. So her father failed her. And it's not too late, right? She's a young girl. She can always turn around. It's never too late for anybody. But, that's why the point is, that's why she's thinking the way she thinks. That's why she's, angry at the world. That's why she's overreacting to the alpha male, beta male thing and the thing. But she was right in what she was saying. And that's why I had spoke up, because I understood why she felt the way she felt. I totally understood it, because she's not wrong in what she's saying. She's just angry, which that in itself is no good. But she's not wrong in what she's saying. It's like she's tired of this alpha male, beta male thing. And that's true. Because there's a lot of men out there, and I was doing this as well until I had to realize the hard way that there's a lot of men out there that poke their chest out and want to be alpha, and then pretend to be alpha, and then call themselves alpha and walk around like alpha, and they do these heavy stomps, but not realizing that that they're causing damage. And what it's doing is actually pushing the women further away, and pushing them further and further in their anger and their hatred. Now, it's not totally the man's responsibility. If you're an adult, you don't have to allow somebody to affect your life. But this whole masculine, hyper, alpha thing is fake. It's phony. And people see through that, and people don't want to be around that. So I totally understand why she felt that way. And then with the whole order of God, men also tout like, you better obey me type of thing. And it's true, the woman should obey the husband. But men sometimes today take it too far. And they say that they go about it wrong. And they make it as if they're like, they assert their dominance, right? And what that does is it pushes the lady away. It's not a reflection of God. It's not. And back to the point of the lady, the young lady, is that the solution to it is recognizing, because I understand what she meant, like when she sees like things that are wrong, like this whole alpha male, beta male thing in her college, especially in the college, the boys in college today and the girls in the college, everybody jacked up. But especially right now, the Andrew Tate kids and all these things, they had their chest out. And my advice to that is that if anybody makes you feel a certain way, if they shoot your dog right in front of you and then kick you afterwards, if we feel anything about that, it has nothing to do with them, that has to do with us. Like, how we feel and what's going on internally is nobody else's fault and nobody else's responsibility other than ourselves. It's us. Nobody should be able to make you feel a certain way. And if they do, then that means that they're controlling you with their words or their actions. And that's not good. So the solution is to recognize yourself, to pay attention to yourself, and realize that and take full responsibility in that, and be honest that, like, okay, I know that this person is saying something that I don't agree with, but why am I feeling a certain way about it? Why am I feeling weird or off or resentful or angry, right? And ultimately it comes down to judging, right? You have a judgment, right? You see it wrong, and I totally understand this too, personally. You see somebody doing something wrong, so then now you're like judging their wrong as wrong, which is also judgment. So now both of you guys are wrong. But the point is to recognize that in yourself and just recognize it. And then recognize it so God can show you what's going on within you. And then maybe you'll see that you'll need to go forgive, like Jesse told the young girl. Maybe you'll see you need to go forgive. Maybe you'll see what you need to see about it to learn how to overcome it if you're really looking. So the point is that to overcome being offended by people. And did you guys know that offense has nothing to do with what somebody does with you? It's all about your feelings. It's really selfish. It's not love at all. It's not having concern about the person, right? It's all about how they made you feel. It doesn't matter if they're going through stuff. It's all about how you feel about what they're saying about you. So it's really selfish. It's really ego. It's really hateful. But of course, it's hard to see that in the moment. It's not easy to see clearly in that, but that's why the point is for us to just recognize it, just see it, and be honest about it. Be like, look, I don't know what's going on here within, but I'm feeling it, and Lord, you're gonna have to help me and get out the way. That's all we can do, right? So we just gotta recognize it, and then we'll be led to do the next thing. Oh, hold up, tripping. I'm gonna get to some calls in a second right now. But I want to say this last thing to the guys. Stop with this alpha male thing. Stop. Sorry, my eye is like watery right now. I'm crying. Stop. No, really though. Stop with this alpha male thing. It's immature. It's phony. And I was doing it. I was doing it hardcore. But I had to, like, when I was able to see what I was doing, it was a mess. It's unattractive. It's really showing insecurity. It's not showing strength. The people see insecurity. The women see insecurity. And that's why they end up judging and turning it to resentment, right? It's insecurity. It's not strength. Because no person with real strength walks around saying that they're alpha male. And no person with real strength walks around saying they're a beta male. Either. They don't say anything. They're just living life and learning and realizing that life is we're just trying to figure things out. You know what I mean? Like, alpha male is an expectation, beta male is a judgment to set you up as well. Both the same thing. So why even live by those type of things? It's stupid. And the natural process of leading is not dominance, right? Men will lead naturally without trying to lead, and women will follow naturally without trying to follow. It's not an effort thing. It's just when you're operating in your natural nature in a humble way, then you'll just fall into place, and she won't even look at you as asserting dominance or being tough or da-da-da-da. She just will respect that you're tough and you're strong because she sees it in you, but she also knows that you're humble. So those things are the natural way. And nobody is like, there is no like, you better follow me and I'm your leader. Like, no, that conversation is not even happening. That's not even a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, it's just respect for each other. It's just respect for each other. And you respect her for what her being who she is, and she respects you for you being who you are. It's just respect. There's no like, woman, you better follow me. It's not that type of language. So, anyway, I realized that was an interesting church service yesterday. If you guys didn't watch it, go check out Church with Jesse Lee Peterson on the Bond Network. Bond, Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Yesterday's episode, Mother's Day episode. It was very, very, very interesting. Very interesting church service. But anyway, let me get to some calls and then maybe some super chats. Let me go to, man, there's so many comments here. I don't think you always got to call out wrong. I don't think you always got to call out wrong, King Wesley says. Yeah, you don't always need to do it. Sometimes it course corrects. Matter of fact, most of the time it course corrects itself when you just not making a big deal about it. Stop with the alpha male thing when your boss has a, Lord have mercy. Alpha male is in you. Women will gravitate to an alpha male naturally. Exactly. And you don't ever gotta say it. You don't ever gotta say it. If any man has to tell a woman that he's an alpha male, he already saying he a beta. And of course they don't exist, right? But I'm making a point. But any man that has to say it, that means he doubting himself. If he has to tell her, oh, I'm an alpha male, she should just know it. She should just see it. If you gotta tell her, you ain't it. You can't force things on people. I agree. I'll get back to the comments here in a second, but let me go to Creed out of Arizona. Creed, welcome to the show. You're on the air, man.
What's up, big dog?
How's it going, Creed? All is well.
Yeah, man. Man, you made so many good points, bro. Like, well,
Appreciate it.
Cause I watched the service yesterday too.
Nice.
And one of the things I noticed with when Jesse was handling that girl, I love how he handled her, because literally during service, I had to pay attention to what was going on in my head when I was listening to her.
Yeah.
Because she was getting real emotional, and
yeah.
So I was like, how's Jesse gonna handle this?
Yeah.
But like, there was someone in the service. One of the women said, she brought up the idea of people who claim to be empathetic, because I think that girl said she has empathy for people.
Right.
And then one of the women said, like, it's interesting how people who say they're empathetic, or people who call themselves empaths, they choose who they're empathetic with.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, and everything that you were saying, man, it reminded me of, like, probably a couple of years ago, I called in on the Jesse show, and I was in a relationship with a girl, and I wasn't sure if I was going to break up with her or not. But I remember I broke up with her, and back in the day, like, I used to be devastated if a relationship wasn't working out. And I asked Jesse, I said, how do you become an alpha male?
Yeah.
And Jesse said, you wouldn't be thinking about it.
Exactly.
Like, it would just be natural.
Exactly. Right. And we all been there, though. That's the thing, though, is that we've all, like, the guys here who are waking up and trying to make sense of things, we've all been there. We, get that overexcitement and that, like, that understanding of what, like, learning what a man really is. And then, like, we want to, like, hurry up and get there. And then we start acting it out prematurely. Like, we all been there. But, it does tend to be a little bit off-putting to those around us that got to witness it. You know what I mean? I had to realize that in my own life.
Right.
But the natural thing, like you're saying, it like it should just be natural and to the point to where it's like you're not even really thinking about it or even trying to be it. You're just kind of just being, and then
You just are.
you just are. Exactly.
What do
Exactly.
you think about the guy who, during service, he was saying that he didn't want his wife to be submissive to him because, like, I mean, I noticed that
Yeah.
he the world has hijacked so many of these words like submissive or obey or following a leadership or masculine or being a
Yeah.
man. And so I understand the complaint, like he didn't want his wife to be submissive to him. But I think he's thinking of it in the world's
Yeah.
version of that.
Yeah.
What do you think about what he was saying?
Yeah. I think that he was hung up on the word, but I think what it really came down to, and that's a good question because I was thinking about that in the church service too, is that what it really came down to is that it wasn't that she wanted him, and this is just my opinion, but it wasn't that she wanted him to be, say yes or no, or because that was a comment she said. She's like, I want him to
Right.
say yes when he wants to say yes and no when he wants to. It's not even that. It's that she wants to see a man, but she just doesn't know. She doesn't know that's what. It seemed like she just knows that's what she wants, but she wants to see him as a man. It's not about what he says, right? Because he can say maybe or whatever, right? It's not about the words. It's more about him actually being that. And
Right.
him questioning the whole obey thing, just it's him not understanding what that part of it is. And and a communication is for one important that people should have in general, so everybody knows just where they're at and stuff. But it also comes down to like you have to be it as well. You got to be it, and when you become it, then there is no question of whether or not he or she says the right things. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's what I feel like both of them were looking for in each other, is them becoming just being right, being what they need to be. And and which really is not judging each other. That's really what it is. It's not about being perfect, but it's about not judging each other. And yeah, I think that the man is trying to be the man, and it's just that whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's the difficult part, man, because, I mean, we've never really seen good examples of what it is to be a man or a woman. And so it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, we should be able to see that in Christ. We should be able to see that in the people of God. But obviously, we come to God because we're all screwed up,
Right.
and it's that's the difficult part because men really do want to be men, and women really do want to be feminine and follow a man's leadership. But it's just that's the difficult part. None of us have really seen what that is. We haven't seen it
Man,
in our parents. And I'm like, where the heck do we even start?
I know. That's the thing. And that's a good point, is that we also have to be able to, be a little bit more understanding to that there's really it's very few, examples of, people that are trying to do it right. Like we have people that we look like certain people that we look up to on YouTube and stuff like that, and which is few, you know what I mean? But it's like our parents should be showing us these examples from like birth. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have to
Yeah.
be 30, 25, 20, 30 years old learning this and having to like rewind. You know what I mean? And it's hard to stay on the straight and narrow path when there's no examples of what the straight and narrow path even looks like and if it's even worth it. So it's hard to stay focused because like you said, there's no examples.
Well, bruh, I mean, I like what you said earlier. I mean, you said, it's really about just not judging each other.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we can just get that part down.
Right.
To start in there, you're in a relationship. All right, your girl's getting a little emotional. She's overreacting. Don't react with her. Just relax. And you're both growing together. And I like, and this is something that I've done where, I watch Jesse and I'll see him on the Fallen State. and I see people disagreeing with him or even giving him hate, and he's
Right.
not reacting to it at all.
Right.
And it's the funny thing is like I try to implement that and practice that, and it works, because it's like you literally have to watch your thoughts when a person is disagreeing with you, getting mad, and one thing it does is it strengthens you when you don't react. It strengthens you when you're trying to practice loving these people who you know they're screwed up, they're just as screwed up as you,
Right.
But like but that's just the difficult part, to cause people to see that, because if you start trying to practice loving people, then people in the world see that as weak. Like, oh, you're loving, you're a soft person, you're soft.
Right.
We got this whole thing screwed
No,
up, man.
it's all jacked up, but just to make to add to your point is that, yeah, it's really like taking the judgment away, because the love, in my opinion, is just not having a judgment, not having any type of a judgment about anybody, because the judgment is basically judging somebody based off of right and wrong. But it even says we don't know what is right and wrong. We don't know who's worthy to be judged or not. So we're not supposed to judge at all. And when we do that, we can have a little bit more understanding. And that's what the true compassion is. Not in the world, not in the way that the world says it, about empathy and stuff like that. You feel what they feel. No, it's just that you don't have a judgment about them, right? And when you don't have a judgment about them, it's because you understand that you're no different, and they got their, issues, you got your issues, and that is like just insight. It doesn't have to be about feelings.
That's true.
Yeah, man. It's a mess, man. We're all it's a mess, but I appreciate the call, man. I got some other calls here. I got to keep the calls moving, but
Heck yeah, man.
call me again. Always good conversation.
All right, heck yeah.
All right. Nice. Let me go to Leo out of Texas. Leo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Joel?
How's it going, Leo?
Everything's well over here.
Nice.
I had a question. So earlier I had commented about why I think like you should have like an hour and a half.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Right on.
The reason why is like these relationship convos, and I think like people talk about their relationship with Jesse, but there needs to be like another medium, because like when we're in this fallen state, relationships, man, we be so quick to jump in them because we suffering. We want somebody to suffer with us.
Right. Right.
And that's what it is, man.
100%.
And people need someone to be to help pull back the layers, like an onion. And me, because I eat alpha jerky, I'm alpha male. That's what makes an alpha male. We love the Jesse message, which is just take your medicine, right? It's that's evil, but a lot of the women rebel in that, and they can still be helped because they don't like strong men. They like men that are gonna really take the time to dissect that, and I don't like doing it either. I'm more of a Jesse. Like, I don't want to sit there and be all, dissected like a therapist.
Right.
So, but we need, people that will be able to help that woman. And you do a phenomenal job of peeling back the layers of the onion, man.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm just, I've been through some situations that help me really, really see myself in the relationship and see just where I was, like, just see myself in general, period. And it really humbled me a lot. And I realized a lot in those relationships what it like truly means to show respect to another person, to, and it's a weird word to say because it's overused, but appreciate, the person that you're with. I understand what that stuff means because I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it,
Mhm.
when I wasn't doing it, I was seeing the results of what was happening because I wasn't doing it, and I was giving out a certain energy, thinking I was being helpful, and she was giving me back the same energy I was giving her, and I'm looking at her like, "Why are you disrespecting me?" But me not realizing that I was, quote unquote, disrespecting her in the first place by, constantly trying to be tough and criticize and put her in her place and all these things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I had to peel those onions back within myself first. So when I talk about these things, it's like from experience, the things that I've been through and the things that I'm learning on the way. But I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yo, keep doing your thing. You're on fire. We'll talk soon.
Right on. Let me ask though, really quick, is
Yeah.
there after waking up and hearing Jesse's message, have you been in a relationship at all or dating or anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Because once I saw what I did there, and I was just so sure that I knew that I was ready, and I failed, and I was pretty happy and excited about moving forward. And then with the trauma, I got traumatized with the murdering of the having the abortion
Oh yeah.
with Sarah, and so I realized that I'm emotional, and it's not the same way other people are. And this is the cool thing about it. When you see it, like I'm like, okay, I'm not emotional like that, but I'm still emotional. I'm not a sinner like that, but I'm still a sinner, if you will, right?
Right.
Sinner, but yeah. So now I'm just kind of watching myself, and I'm like, what are some things that I want to fix within myself before I even entertain a woman? And it's like, okay, well, I want to get over the anger. I want to lose some weight. I want to
Yeah.
be able to deal. I want some money in the bank so that way
Yeah.
I have the security that is necessary to be able to be a provider male. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's, as opposed to before, it's just like, well, I'm a good guy, so a woman should be able to help build with me. That don't work. So no, man, I'm just working on myself, and I don't think a woman is going to be able to come into my life in 2024. I don't see it happen. If it comes naturally,
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny it, but it has to come naturally. It's not going to be forced. Before it was forced.
Yeah.
Women see me on the internet, they DM me, stuff like that. I thought that was cool to be able to get that attention, but then I see I'm just dating the devil's daughter. This is
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah, man. It's and just to if I could put my 2 cents into what you said is that, you know, I understand what you're like the intent behind it and you're right for wanting to work on yourself, but I also don't, the expectation I don't think, sometimes we think that we can choose when things are going to happen or how things happen.
Yep.
We have no choice, and I think that all we need to do is just do what's in front of us to do. Like I wouldn't even think about the money and then the all these things like this list of things. I would just do what's in front of you to do, and maybe that's just one thing at a time. Because at the end of the day, two people come together because they're supposed to be, you know what I mean? Meaning that like for the love, for the sake of the how God put it together, how it was added on to you, and it has nothing to do with money, it has nothing to do with fitness, it has nothing to do with those things. Now, all those things, of course, we should be eventually working our way to, but those aren't priority before, you know, anything to happen. So I wouldn't put those things on you or try to force those things to happen. If something happens tomorrow, you know what I mean, we gotta just roll with the punches and let it be. And yeah, women don't want you don't want to have a woman that sees you have money and half of the reason she's with you is because of the money. You know what I mean? You want to
Been there,
know
done
that
that.
she'll choose you, even if say you're a little bit overweight or whatever. Like she likes you for you and wants you for you because she sees something in you, type of thing. And of course, all those things will fall away when they need to, if that makes sense. So I just wouldn't have no expectation on it, is what I'm saying.
No, you're totally right, and I'm not gonna have any expectation on it at all, man.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you think about, you start, like I was talking to my real estate friend this morning, and I was asking him about, like, he's in his 50s. And I'm like, yo, you don't have a wife or any children, and I noticed that you don't have a house. Is that something? So I'm just asking questions. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm in the stage of figuring it out, Joel.
Yeah, no, I
That's
get it.
Just trying to figure it out.
No, I get it, man. I get it.
I did have one more thing. Do you think that young men need to pursue education?
Not necessarily, in my opinion. If they see, like, that's why I just like to simplify it down to just doing what's in front of you to do. If that's the direction you see is the next step for you to take because you have a certain interest in something, then I don't see anything wrong with it, but not because that sounds like a smart thing to do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, not me, not for me, man. I'm black and slow. I ain't even got a elementary. You know how people graduate from they go to kindergarten? I didn't even do that. So like I didn't even do that.
So it's not happening for you. It ain't happening for you.
No, not even close, dude. Not even close. No high school, no GED, no college. So I'm biased, but I wanted to get your take because I'm open, and I think that's the way we should remain open. Because a woman said something about, I was asking why men are so weak today, and she said men today just they don't pursue education like us women do, and I was just like,
I see.
Let me not be close, and I'm now slower to speak on those things. Before I'd be like, you know how we was back in the day when the devil was we serving him. He'd be like, yo, no, let me add my 2 cents in right now.
Right, and try to get involved.
Now we realize you might need to. What we ask of the woman, we have to do 10 times fold. So we need to know when to shut up and when to listen as well.
No, I agree 100%. And at the end of the day, people are only people only need wisdom and love. If anything outside of that, what people are really saying is that's what they want. They think it's education, and women think that it's a car and money and all that stuff. No, what they're really looking for is love. So that the education is not the answer when it comes to that. But I appreciate it, Leo. Call me again, man.
Soon.
Yeah, man.
All right. Later.
Let me go to Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air. A couple minutes here.
Man, my brother Joel, man, I'd like to get on right quick with the lady. You remember the guy was yesterday at church service was saying, like, I don't want my wife to obey me.
Yes.
Man, what kind of man would not want his wife to work with him?
What?
I don't know if he just existing or what, man. You know what I mean?
I think, I know what you mean 100%, but I think he was caught up on the wrong definition of obey. I think
the feminist definition.
Yeah, I think he was just caught up on like the robot, I tell you what to do, you better do it type of thing, and not like what it really meant, what it really means. So I think he was just caught up on the wrong idea of it.
Because even when you go to church, even when they talk about God wants you to obey, man, people's skins cringe when they hear the word obey.
Yeah.
You know, it just means it benefits you, man. I don't see why people have the hate. Like, oh man, like obey and accountability. Them are two of the least sermons people like to hear.
No, that's so true. And what it means to me, and you can let me know if you agree or not, but what obey means to me is just your wife respecting the husband. The wife respecting the husband, and out of that respect, she's gonna be obedient. And not out of a set of rules or a set of obligation, but just out of a set of like desire, want, because she just has so much respect. She just respects you.
Exactly. And the thing about it, when a man makes good decisions, his woman's gonna naturally do what he wants anyway.
Right.
But see, a woman ain't gonna follow no doggone fool.
Right.
So that's why we men must learn all we can learn, man. Because when a woman see that you make, for the most part, good, godly decisions, and if you mess one up and missed it, she'll forget that so fast. Oh, man, for the most part, my husband makes some great decisions.
Right.
You know?
And she'll be able to know, she'll be able to, she knows the real deal, and she could see it. And if you're not
correct
of that, then of course she's not going to obey and she's not going to respect. But if you are, then she should naturally just fall in line. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It just, man, that obedient word it's like alka-seltzers.
Right.
You know, people don't like that obey word, man. People, especially women in the feminist movement.
Yeah.
Well,
That.
it's 50-50.
And
No, I am the head of.
they don't like it so much that when I hear it now, it makes me start to think like, wait, hold up, what does it really mean? Because it's so like
Right.
twisted now. But like we said, it's the definition is just all jacked up now.
Yeah, because like even like when you hear women talk about, well, I'm not gonna obey no man that's not making good decisions, and I'm gonna tell you too, it's hard enough to get a woman to follow you when you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. 100%, 100%, Rick. I'm sorry I got to cut you off. I'm so out of time.
Okay, that's all right. All right, well, thank y'all, man. Love you guys, man. Great topic there, Joel. Great topic, my brother.
I appreciate it, Rick. Call me again. All right.
Yes, sir. Love y'all. Be blessed. Bye.
All right. I got to go, y'all. American Anchor Baby coming right now. Joel Friday TV across the board. Subscribe, share, so we can get the message out, y'all. Appreciate it. Bye.